Hello guys, welcome back to the web technologies course. In today's topic we are going to develop the servlet, HTTP servlet and generic servlet. So in previous class we seen the servlet life cycle and how that servlet is working and how that servlet is interacting with the server, and how that particular servlet is processing the client's request. All these things we will see in the previous session. In today we are going to construct the servlet. We are having the total two different types of servlets are there. So first one is the generic servlet. Second one is the HTTP servlet is there. So today we are going to design two different types of servlets. So first one is the generic servlet and second one is the HTTP servlet. So first we will design the generic servlet. So first what we have to do, first you have to import the what are the packages are required for your program. For development of the generic servlet, you have to import all those packages in your program. So first what you have to do here is, first you have to import the all packages. So import space javax dot, you can use the javax dot SQL package, or you can use the javax dot servlet package, or you can use the javax dot servlet package dot servlet dot HTTP servlet. So here I am using the generic servlet, for that I am using the servlet package. So what are the packages are you required? You import all those packages first. Once the importing of the package is done, now you have to construct the class. So I am constructing the class public class. So my class name is the generic servlet example, generic servlet, okay, generic servlet. So now what we are doing here, so now we are extending the generic servlet. So for that I am taking the extends generic servlet, clear. Now once our class creation is over, now what you have to do here, in our generic servlet, how many methods are there? In our generic servlet we are having only the one method is there, that is called the service method is there, that is the service method. So with the help of this particular service only, what we are doing, whenever you are getting the request from the client machine, so you are processing that particular request and you are sending back that particular response back to the requested client right here. So here what we are doing, so here we are getting the request from the client machine. So we are getting the request from the client machine. So we are taking that particular request and we are processing that particular request, and what we are doing, we are sending back some response to the requested client. We are sending some response back to the requested client, right? So in our servlet, in our generic servlet, we are having only the one service method is there. If you are having the n number of user, it will take the n number of request and it will process all those requests, and it will send back, or it will give some response back to the requested clients. Okay, so what it will do, so first request is coming here and it will provide some service, and second request is coming, and what it will do, it will override that particular service method. What this particular generic servlet is doing here is, it will override that particular service method. Once the service method override is over, or when the process is done, it will send some response back to the requested client. It sends some response back to the requested client in the form of the HTML format. Right? So here what we are doing here, so first we are getting the request from the client machine. So we are taking that particular request and we are processing that particular request with the help of the service method. What we are doing here, we are processing that particular request. Once your processing is done, so what we are doing, we are forwarding that particular response to the requested clients in the form of the HTML form. Okay, in the form of the HTML form, we are forwarding the response back to the client machine. If you are having the n number of requests to your generic servlet, what it will do, it will override that particular service method. Clear? What it will do, it will override that particular service method. Okay. So now this is about the working procedure of the generic servlet. So here, so first we'll see what are the methods available here. We'll see what are the methods are available here. Okay, so here generic servlet extends, generic servlet example extends. What is that extended class? So our extended class is a generic servlet. Okay, our extended class is a generic servlet. Now what you have to do? So here how many methods we are having here? We are having only the one method is a, that is the service method is a, that is the service method. So I'm overriding the service method, public void service, public void service. So in this particular public void service method, or in this particular service methods, what this particular service method is taking, this particular service method is taking the two parameters. So first one is the servlet request, okay. So what is the second parameter? Second one parameter is a servlet response, clear. First one is a service, in this particular service method we are passing the two parameters. So first one is a service request and second one is a service response, clear. Is it clear? And here in this particular service method, so service method throwing some exceptions, right? We are throwing some exception. What are those exceptions? So if you are using the servlet method, if you are using the servlet class, it will throw some servlet exception. So you can throw some exceptions here. You can throw some exception, throws servlet exception, or you can throw the some IO exception also. If you are using some SQL connections, you can throw the SQL exception also there. Okay. So now the construction of the service method is over. Now template of the service method is over. Now what we have to do? We have to construct the response, right? What we have to do? We have to construct the response. How, in which format we are constructing that particular response? We are constructing that particular response in the form of the HTML. Clear? We are constructing that response in the form of the HTML. So further what you have to do here? So further you have to use the get. You have to use a set content. You have to use a set content or set content type. Okay. So for that you have to use a set content type method. So first one is the, you have to use a what type of content you want to forward, or whether you want to forward that particular content in a HTML format or other format. For that you have to use the set method, set content type. Okay. Set content type is over. After that, in the particular set content type, you have to pass your format, whether you want to pass the text or HTML. That format you have to pass, whether it is a HTML or it is a text format. That content type you have to pass in here. Okay. So next what you have to do? Next you are displaying some information to your client machine right here. So what you are doing here? So first you are getting the response, you are getting the request from the client machine. Once you are getting the request from the client machine, you are processing that particular request with the help of the service method. Clear? With the help of the service method. In this particular service method, what are the parameters we are having? We are having the two parameters, right? So what is the first parameter? First parameter is a request form, request, and second parameter is a response. Okay. So first we are getting the servlet request. After that what we are doing, based on that servlet request, we are processing that particular request and we are giving some reply back to our client machine. We are giving some reply back to our client machine in the form of the HTML. Okay, in the form of the HTML. Further you have to use the set content type. You have to set content type method you have to use. After that you have to use the you have to use the Java code for constructing that particular response. You have to use the Java code for constructing that particular response. In that particular Java code itself, what we are doing here, we are taking the HTML code and we are embedding in this particular Java code. Clear? What we are doing here, we are taking the Java code, system Java code out.println. With the help of the output buffer, what we are doing, we are printing some information, right? So how you are printing that information? You are printing that particular information in the form of the HTML. Okay, that script you have to pass here HTML tag, HTML and body tag. You have to pass that information in out.println, out.print, you have to pass that information. Okay, if you are using this out.print, for that what package you have to import? You have to import the util package or IO package. Okay, you have to import the util or IO package. That related packages you have to import in your program. Okay, clear? After that what we are doing here? After that we are getting the data and we are giving some response back, right? So for that what you are doing here, you are reading the parameters from the request form, right? You are reading the parameters from the request form. What type of parameters you are reading? If you want to read the header format data, header parameters, for that we are having the some separate methods are there. If you want to read the body parameters, for that we are using the get parameter method. Okay, for that what we are using here? So for that we are using the get parameter. So with the help of this particular get parameter, what we are doing, we are displaying that we are displaying that content to the, that we are displaying that particular content information to the requested client. Okay, so with the help of the get parameter method, get parameter, so what we are doing here, whatever the content is passing to the server mission, so we are taking that content and we are processing that particular information, we are processing that particular content, and what we are doing, we are constructing some response and we are sending that particular response back to the client mission. Okay, we are sending that particular response back to the client mission in the form of the HTML form. Okay, and in the form of the HTML form. And why we are writing this particular entire code in a Java language? Because our servlet will work on a Java program, right? So here, and one more thing, you are having the doubts are, if you are writing the code in a Java form, Java language, now how we are getting the HTML form, how we are getting the HTML code, right? So for that what I am saying here is, so for that you have to set the content type equal to HTML content type. You have to set the content type and you have to pass the HTML tag information, HTML information in out.println. You have to pass that particular HTML code in your out.println, or you embed that particular HTML code in your Java. Okay, you embed that particular HTML code in your Java. Clear? Then you will get the response in the form of the HTML page. You will get the response in the form of the HTML page. This is about the generic servlet. This is about the generic servlet. So next we'll see the next we'll see the HTTP servlet is there. So in HTTP servlet, what we are doing in HTTP servlet? So in HTTP servlet also we are having the client mission. So we are having the client mission is there. So client mission is sending some request to the server mission. So this is our server mission. Server. Okay, we are sending some we are sending some request to the server request. Okay, we are sending some request to the server. Inside that particular server, what we are maintaining? We are maintaining some container. Okay, or we can say that is called the web container, or the better example for a container is your Coyote. Okay, better example for your container is a Coyote. We are maintaining that particular Coyote component here. Inside that Coyote component only we are executing our servlet. Okay, inside that particular Coyote web container only we are maintaining our servlet lifecycle and we are executing that particular servlet. Clear? So we are sending some request to the website. Okay, we are sending some request to the server. The server will take that particular request and it will validate whether it is a valid request or not. Okay, so it will take that particular request and it will pass that particular request to the service method. It will pass that particular request to the service. Okay, the request will be forwarded to the service method. Okay, the request will be forwarded to the service method. In this particular service method, we are having the different types of methods are there. Do post method is there, do get method is there, and also we are having the some do delete method. Do delete method is there, and we are having the do update. Some methods are available. Different kinds of methods are there. Okay, so here we are talking about on the request and response only, right? So here, what type of request you are forwarding to the server? So whether you are using the get request or whether you are using the post request. Okay, whether you are using the get request or whether you are using the post request, based on that request type, your service method will divide. So whether if it is whether the requesting information is in the get method, it is using the get method, it will map to the get method. If it is in a post method, it will map to the post method. Okay, this method, the get method and post method will take that request and it will process that request and it will give some response back to the it will process that information and it will give some response to the service method. Okay, and similar way in do get method also will take that information, it will process that information and it will give some response back to the service method, right, service method. So this particular service method will take that information, this particular service method will take that information and it will dispatch that particular information to the client mission. Okay, it will dispatch that particular information to the client mission. Means what, here we are getting the some request from the client mission, your server will take that particular request and it will process that particular request and it will give some response back to the client mission. Okay, response back to the client mission, right, clear. So here what the process is going inside your, we are maintaining one service method is there. Inside that service method we are having the two different kinds of methods are there, whether it is a post method or it is a get method. Okay, based on that particular request information, so we are mapping that particular service method to the post method. So post method will take that particular information, it will process that particular information and it will give some, it will send that information to the service method. Clear. Service method will take that particular response, and it will dispatch that particular information to the client mission with the help of the post response or get response. Post response or get response based on your request. Okay, based on your request. Clear. Now here what I am doing here is I am getting the request from the client mission, I am taking that particular request. In my service I am having the two different types of methods are there. So first one is the do post method is there, second one is the do get method is there. So with the help of that particular do post method, so what we are doing, we are processing that particular information. Clear, we are processing that particular information. Once the processing is over, we are sending that particular processed information to the service and service method will take that particular information and it will send back to the requested client. Okay, so here what we are doing here, if you are having the n number of requests based on the request type, so we are overriding that particular method, whether it is a do post method or it is a do get method. But these two methods are not available in our generic servlet. We are not having these two different types of methods in our generic servlet. In generic servlet what we are doing, so we are overriding this particular service method. Clear, we are overriding this particular service method there. Clear, but here we are not overriding that particular service method, we are overriding the method, whether it is a get method or it is a post method based on that particular method type, and we are overriding that particular method and we are dispatching that particular information or we are dispatching that particular response to the client mission. Clear, response to the client mission. This is what we are talking in a HTTP servlet. This is a procedure or this is a working procedure of the HTTP servlet. Clear. Now we will see the programming part here. Programming part, first what we have to do here, also same, first you have to import all your required packages. First you have to import all your packages. Okay, you have to import all your packages, that is the first step. Second step, you have to write your class, public class, and you write your class name. My class name is a class HTTP extends. What you are extending to the HTTP servlet. HTTP servlet. Clear. In this particular HTTP servlet, so we can directly, you can write the do public, directly you can override the do post method. Okay, or you can override the public void do get method. Okay, so based on your request, it will map to the, whether it is a get method, it will map to the do get method. If it is a post method, it will map to the do post method, right? So here also we are passing the two parameters. What are the two parameters here? So first one is a request or servlet request, and second one is a servlet response. Here also servlet request and second one is a servlet response. Clear? Clear? Here also we are having the two parameters, right? What is the first parameter? First one is a request and second one is a response. Clear? So we are taking that particular request and response and we are constructing that particular response for the client mission, and we are taking that particular response and we are, once the response creation is done, directly we are passing that particular information to the client mission with the help of the web container. Okay, with the help of the container, or so container example is our Coyote. Clear? With the help of that particular Coyote, what we are doing, we are passing that particular information to the client mission. We are passing that particular information to the client mission. And one more thing you have to remember here. Remember here, if you are using the NetBeans for development of this particular servlets, okay. So once you click on the create a new servlet, so there you will get the 3-4 methods you will get. Okay. So first method is the process request method is there. Process request method, and second one is the do post method, and third one is the do get method, and fourth one is the servlet information is there. This particular servlet information is nothing but the return type method. So there just we are returning some content there. Okay. So here do get method and do post method, these two are the do get method and do post method, and here process response method is there. So here what we are doing here is, first we are writing the do post method and do get method, or we are overwriting these two methods, do get method and do post method. Once your construction is done, so what you are doing here is you are calling this particular process method. If you are calling that particular process method, this process method will start the execution, it will send back response back to your client mission. If you don't want to send that particular information through process method, directly you can send that particular information or that particular response to client mission with response to client mission with the help response to client mission without using the process method. If you want to use the process method, you can call that particular process method in your do post method or do get method. Okay. Okay, don't be confused here. So we are having the 4 methods are there in our NetBeans. Once your servlet creation is over, directly we will get the 4 methods. Okay. So first one is the process response, second one is the some do post method, do get method, and some string method is there. Okay, in this particular string method, just we are returning the servlet information. You can get the servlet information with the help of this particular string method. Next one is the do get method and do post method, constructing the response. Okay, once the construction of the response is over, what we are doing here is we are passing this particular information to the process method. With the help of the process method, we are constructing the response and we are forwarding that particular response to the client mission. Okay, that is the one way. Second way is directly you can construct the response here, directly you can forward that particular response to your client mission. Clear? Without using the process method, you can construct the response and you can forward. Okay, with the help of this particular process method, you can construct the response, you get that particular information from the do get method or do post method, and then only can forward. Clear? Clear? And one more thing, if you call or not this particular based on your request type, do post method or do get method will be mapped to your request, right? Mapped to your request, right? So by default, mapped to your request, by default we are calling the process method. Okay, by default we are calling the process method in our NetBeans. Okay, we are calling the process method in our NetBeans. So that process method will construct the response and it will forward to the requested client mission. Okay, so now we'll see that particular programming part in a NetBeans, how we are executing that particular programming part in our NetBeans. We'll see that one. Okay, you first open your NetBeans. First open your NetBeans and create a project. Here you provide the project name. After that, click on the next button. You select your server, whether it is Apache or some other. After that, click on the finish. The project folder will be created. By default, this particular page will be created. This is called the index.html page. By default, this particular page will be created. If you want to do any modifications, you can do a modification in this particular page. Clear? So what I am doing here is I am interacting with the particular servlet, right? For that, what I am doing here is, for that I am creating a form here. Form action equals action equals, there you have to provide the servlet name. So my servlet name is a servlet1. Servlet name is a servlet1. Next I am providing the method here. So method equal to get, method equal to get, method equal to get. Next, so you take some input information from the user, input, or without taking the input information also we can do that one. So here I am clicking on the submit button, I am taking the submit button. Whenever you are clicking on that particular submit button, it will interact with your server. Okay. So next, once the page creation is done, you go to your server. See, one more thing you have to observe here, we are not created here, so that's why we are not having any web.xml page is not created. Okay. Now you create your servlet. My servlet name is a servlet1. My servlet name is a servlet1, and here you click on the add information. So here what we are doing, we are providing this particular servlet information to the web.xml file. Okay, we are providing this particular information to the web.xml file. In this particular web.xml file, you are providing the class name and URL pattern, and also you are providing the servlet name. Okay. So this is my URL, this is my web.xml file. See here, class name is there, servlet name is there, everything is available here, and this is my servlet class. So whatever the package you required, import all those packages in your servlet program. Servlet program, right? I said we are having the three methods, right? First one is a process request, and do get method and do post method is there. So here I am extending to the HTTP servlet because I am implementing the HTTP servlet. Okay. So if you want, you can keep all these things, or you can make new program here also, no problem. Okay. And here these two more methods are there. So what is the first one? First one is a do post method, do get method, and here we are having the do post method is there, do get method, do post method, and last we are having the get this one string method is there, that is a get servlet information. That method is there, that is the return type, it will return some string information. Clear? It will return some string information. Okay. So if you are having any exceptions, you can throw that exception. Okay. So simply right click and execute this particular program. First we will see the output of this particular servlet. Okay, it will go to the index.html page, click there. So you will get this information. From where you are getting this information, you are getting that information from the process page, process request. You are getting that information from the process request here. Okay. So here that HTML code we are writing here, right? See, we are writing that particular HTML code. Yeah. So we are setting the content type. The content type equal to here. So what is the content type here? Text/HTML, and character set is UTF-8. Okay, UTF-8. If you are having an exception, you can throw those exceptions also here. Okay. After that, you construct all these things, and you forward that particular response to your client mission. Okay. So and here one more thing you have to remember, here we are not sending this particular process request directly. How we are sending this particular process request? With the help of the do get method. So with the help of the do get method right here. So with the help of the do get method, we are process the request, we are calling that particular process request method. Okay. So directly your web container will map to your do post method or do get method based on the client request. Okay. If it is a get method, it will map to the get method. If it is a post method, it will map to the do post method. Okay. Inside this particular methods only we are calling the process request. Okay. So while it will come and it will map here. Inside that method, what we are doing here, we are calling the one more method, that is a process request, right? That particular process request will be called, and that particular process request will be executed there. Okay. If you want, you can construct like this, or if you delete this particular code and you write your own response here, like that also we can construct this particular servlet. See here. So for constructing that, for what I am doing here is I am using the one print writer is I am using the from output buffer. With the help of that particular output buffer, what I am doing here, I am constructing some response. So with the help of the print writer out equal to response dot get writer. So println. So I am printing some text information. Welcome to the HTTP servlet. Just I am passing the text information to the servlet. You right click and execute your program. So whenever clicking on this particular button, you will getting the welcome to the HTTP servlet. This is my output, okay, for getting that particular HTTP servlet. Okay. So here what I am doing here, I am not calling that particular process request here. Okay, I am not calling that particular process request. Directly I am constructing my do get method here. If you are using the post method there, you go to the post method and you construct your response. Okay. So next we will see the generic servlet. Next we will see the generic servlet. Okay. So for that what you have to do, again you have to right click and create a new servlet and give the servlet name. Click on the finish next button. Add your some description to your server. Add some description to your web.xml file. After that if you want initialize any parameters here, you can give the parameter name and the value name here. Okay, or manually you want to initialize, you go to that particular web.xml file, you initialize the parameter here. Okay, but here automatic, if you check this button and here you initialize the parameter, it will initialize and these parameters will be automatically appear in your web.xml. Okay, so in this program we are not using this particular initialization parameters. You click on the finish button. Okay, so one servlet program, one Java program will be created here. That is the servlet program. Okay, that is a servlet program. Okay, see here. So what I am doing here, so I am writing I am extending the generic servlet and write the public void service method, public void service. So what parameters I have to pass? I have to pass the two parameters. What are they? First one is a servlet request and second one is a servlet response. Servlet request and servlet response we have to pass. After that you have to set the what is the content type, or if you want to throw any exceptions, you can throw all those exceptions here. Okay, throws IO exception and you can also throw the servlet exception also there. You can throw the IO exception, servlet exception. If you are using the SQL, you can throw the SQL exception also. Okay, after that you have to set the content type. So for that what I am using? For that I am using the set content. So I have to use the response dot set content type. Response dot set content type. What is my content type here? Text/HTML. Text/HTML. Okay, text/HTML. After that you construct the output stream. So for that I am using the print writer out equal to request dot response dot, what is the method? Response dot get writer. After that you write some message there, out dot println and write your response in the form of the HTML tag. See, like this you have to pass your HTML code here. Okay, like this you have to pass our HTML code in Java language. If you are using the JSP, this is a reverse. We are writing the HTML code and there we are passing some piece of Java code there. That is reverse in the JSP program. And you close your HTML tag and the body tag. And save and execute the servlet. Now we will see your output here. This is a generic servlet. Just I am printing some text message there. Okay. So this is about the generic servlet and the HTTP servlet. Okay. Okay. Thank you.